and Hulu and Netflix. Right there. That's the next movie. That's
the next movie
or series.
People have been telling me this for years.
I mean,
even the ARC readers that read it, they were like,
"What?
You gotta get this into a movie."
I mean, when you told me about it, I was like, "Wait a minute, I will watch that."
It's time for the Tina Ramsey Show. It's time to share.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. T.J. Ramsey, the host of the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast powered by CTR Media Network. And today we are live at the LitCon, South Carolina with some incredible authors that is presented by, or sponsored by, I should say, Blue Impressions Publishing, which is headed up by the founder and CEO, Yvette Way. But today we have another amazing author where we're going to get, yesterday you got a little peek. We're going to give you a little bit extra, and she actually brought her book. So today I want to know, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background?
I'm Yvette Way. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been writing in some capacity since the 4th grade. I got more interested in it when a teacher in the 10th grade showed me Maya Angelou and other Black authors, and I realized, oh, you can do this for a living. But it took me the long way around. I started writing in 2005, my first novel, What's a Sister to Do? Self-published it after shopping it around. And back then, I have a bisexual female in the book, so editors were like, ooh, if you take her out the book, and I'm like, but she's one of the best friends. So I wasn't willing to take her out of the book. So I ended up self-publishing it.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you didn't stop just because it wasn't easy. Because look at you now, you have more than one book under your belt. So tell us a little overview about one of your books here.
Okay, Takedown is a book about a young lady from Atlanta who started dating a rapper. He's supposed to be the hottest rapper in the game at the time. And her prized possession, a car that her father made for her, got stolen. And then trying to get the car back, she unravels more than she ever thought she would, and pretty much took down a whole record label. So,
all right, Tubi and Hulu and Netflix. Right there. That's the next movie. That's the
next movie
or series.
People have been telling me this for years.
I mean,
even the ARC readers that read it, they were like,
"What?
You gotta get this into a movie."
I mean, when you told me about it, I was like, "Wait a minute, I will watch that." Have you heard about Book Authority's best new podcasting book winner, which is Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, for her book, The Power of Podcasting, Unlocking Tips and Strategies for Podcasting Success. This book is your podcasting coach in a book. She is sharing so many strategies. This book reached #1 twice on Amazon for new release and best-selling book. So go ahead to ctrmedianetwork.com to purchase your copy today, or simply place your order on. So I love that overview of your book, because so many times as writers, when we first start out as an author, we write about our life or certain experiences that we have, but to have something that may be kind of part of your life but maybe not, and it's
my
fictional.
books got a little sprinkle.
I'll
never tell which ones are real and which ones are not.
But I love it because it keeps you intrigued. It keeps you intrigued on what's going on, and it's entertaining at the same time. So
my life has definitely been entertaining.
Listen, I love it, called Takedown. So what inspired you to write your books the way that you write them? Because like I said, most authors, they write inspirational.
My first novel, I don't even know where that came from. It just sprinkled out. I was bored at work bored. And I just started writing it lunchtime, and the boss is looking at me like, you don't go to lunch? I'm like, I'm on lunch. I'm just sitting here using the computer.
That's something. What a good backstory.
So I guess, that was God coming out of me. Like,
Exactly.
write this, do this.
Wow, that's amazing.
It just flowed, and everybody. This actually was a short story. Takedown was a short story.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's when everybody read it and was like, movie, book,
a series, play. I mean, come on.
So I actually had to stop writing because, the first book didn't do that well, and I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe, went and got a real job. And, real jobs and real hustles, they leave you a little depleted. You don't have the creativity. So I retired in 2019. And one of my friends was at my house. She's like, what do you do all day? I was like, I don't know, this and that. She's like, you got a whole office set up in there if you don't get in there and write.
See, I love the fact that you said in the beginning, because I think it's a really important fact to bring out, that it is a beautiful thing to become an author, but it's not always an easy road. And for most authors, they just don't talk about it. They don't have the thousands of book sales that you think you're going to have with your first initial book, with your first initial launch.
And yeah, self-publishing it. I did it through one of those self-publishers, and they promised the world, and it did nothing.
It's good to know that it's possible, but be realistic. And you have to be the main marketer of your book, even though you may go with different people, but you have to figure out marketing and branding. I remember when I first was a part of a book, I didn't understand marketing and branding, how to really position myself as an author. CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com. So, how do you hope that this book or these books impact and benefit the readers?
Well, my fiction books, I just hope you enjoy and, and get something out of it. Like, they're not like Tyler Perry. There's not a lesson. Well, this is a little lesson in there. But, it's just for pure enjoyment. This one I wrote because I kept hearing it. Like, people would say, you are so this, or you are so extra, or you are so this and that. And it's so funny. A couple of days after I got them back, the Amanda Seals interview came out. And what was Shannon saying? I can imagine you were this and you were so that. And I was like, link it to my book. I had tried to contact her, but I haven't heard back from her yet. So I'm going to keep going,
because she is a major influencer. So she may not be the one opening the mail, but she may open it soon. You never know when you get through. And maybe you need to get to one of the people on her staff. But as a feature author here with the LitCon event presented by Blue Impressions Publishing, what aspect of this event are you looking most forward to?
Networking.
Yeah.
Book sales it's good, but networking with other authors, like I've met a couple I still call friends.
Oh.
This is my third LitCon, so.
That's wonderful. And I'm hearing that as a common thread with all the authors that we're interviewing is you love writing your books, but it's the networking that you really like to do and getting to know people and knowing their stories. So LitCon, when we think about it in general, it aims to provide their attendees with a unique perspective or a unique insight of life of the author. But based on your experiences, what key pieces of advice would you offer to someone who is aspiring to become an author?
Like we talked about earlier, keep going. And if you need help with anything, reach out to other authors. Whether they're small time, big time, just
Reach out.
Just reach out.
Exactly. So, could you share a compelling excerpt from your book, or perhaps a highlight of some of the topics covered in the table of contents to get the attendees and the guests like wanting more? Just read a chapter 1 or chapter 2, not the chapter, but just the title of it.
Oh, there's no titles to the chapters.
Oh, well, just give us a little excerpt, a little paragraph, or a little sentence.
I got back to the office and went on Genesis' website. I read his bio. It says he's 24 and from College Park, Georgia. He's 24, I thought. That's only a 5-year difference. I could live with that. I laughed at how silly I felt. It's not like we're serious about each other. Age doesn't matter. I popped the CD in and started listening. My first thought is, he's definitely no Rakim, but his skills did exceed most of the rappers in the game right now. By the 4th track, my assistant Alicia popped her head in the door. That's not the Isleys, she said, referring to my usual music choices. No, it's not. It's Genesis. I tried to sound like I knew what I was talking about, but that made Alicia give me a strange look. I heard he is good, so I thought I would check him out. I wasn't ready to tell anyone about Genesis yet. Alicia nodded and said, okay, before closing my office door behind her.
What happened behind the door, people? If you want to find out, you have to purchase the takedown. Tell them how they can get your book.
They're on Amazon, also www.symphony18publishing.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by the Tina Ramsey Show.
Thank you.
It's